We're serving up a double dose of Copa Paulino Alcantara action for you here on this Mother's Day, live from Carmona, Cavite. It's the battle for top spot in this competition as United City FC, fresh from their exploits in the AFC Champions League, taking on the hottest team in the competition right now in dynamic Herb Cebu FC. It is expected to be a cracking game, and we are excited to bring it to you live over the PFL online platforms. Jing Hamlang calling the action alongside Darren Hartman, and we are expecting this to be an explosive match, as we said, but incredible how different these two teams are at this point in time. They are tied up in second and third place in the standings, with United City FC looking to get back on track after their trip to Thailand. Meanwhile, dynamic Herb Cebu, while United City have been away, have racked up 4 straight wins and have the opportunity to take top spot. Today, Darren, let's take a look at the standings, and what do you think about the competition so far?
Well, it's almost a table of two halves, and you've got the 3 teams in Kaya, Cebu and United City who are all unbeaten, and then you've got the other teams who have been taking a lot of points off one another. So I mean, this is a game in terms of really getting your standing and where you sit going into that crossover. Of course, Cebu, the team in form, and I think that United City will be wanting to get a win considering how tough that campaign was in the Asian Champions League, but they've got the squad to do it, Jing.
Take a look at the starting lineup right here for United City FC. Really no surprises from this one. Of course, Hartman is out through injury, so not able to feature today, but pretty much the usual suspects here for United City FC.
Well, they've had a lot of games in Thailand to be able to build that chemistry, which we thought was lacking a little bit at the start of their campaign, but I'm pretty sure that this group of players is more than capable of facing any team on any day in this Alcantara Cup. And of course, we all know about the pedigree of those players and what they can do. And Cebu, with a few names who are coming through and starting to step up as well, it's going to be a really interesting contest, this.
Eyes should be on some of the Turkish players here for dynamic Herb Cebu. They've been performing extremely well over the last 4 games, particularly Mert Altinoz in midfield, and of course Arda Sink here right now, who is tied for first place in the top scorers list. So plenty of individuals to look forward to in this match, and a lot of interesting matchups as well as we take a look at the substitutes for both sides, individuals who might be able to influence this match as the match wears on.
Well, the substitutes will be important in this game, and the reason I'm saying that is the schedule of United City was tough when they were playing in the Champions League, so perhaps fatigue could be playing a toll. But of course, Cebu, with all of their games almost stacked up at the end of this league setup, they too will be feeling like a little bit of fatigue starting to sneak in. So the rotation of players is going to be very important, especially in a tactical game like this.
Can dynamic Herb Cebu keep up their incredible streak up against the defending PFL champions? We will get answers in just a little bit. We will be right back with kickoff between UCFC and Cebu.
And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Let us welcome the teams of United City FC and Cebu FC.
Welcome back, folks. The players of United City and Dynamic Herb Cebu taking the field now. A little greeting as well from the folks of Cebu, who are welcoming some supporters today, donning a Turkish flag and bringing a bit of noise here in the PFF Center in Carmona, Cavite. Great for them to bring their atmosphere on this afternoon. But a tough test standing on the opposite side in United City, freshly sharpened from their continental exploits in the Champions League, playing against the very best Asia has to offer. And even though the results didn't go their way, for sure that experience will have lifted their experience and their capabilities on the pitch, and we will see how that translates in domestic competition against Dynamic Herb Cebu. We saw a quick look at our officials today. Mick John Pineda leading the line for them, Ryan Flores and Francisco Himpisao assisting him on the pitch, and fourth official KB Nanyola on the sideline. Dynamic Herb Cebu, quick look at them. Man in the bandage is Arda Sinkir, and the main man for this Cebu side up top. He'll be looking to add to his goal tally here and to take top spot in the leading scorers outright with a goal here today. Mike Ott and Ace Villanueva shaking hands here. Both of the captains on the pitch. And final instructions being given to this UCFC side. It's the red-hot Dynamic Herb Cebu taking on this experienced UCFC side. Darren, any initial expectations heading into this match?
Well, I think going into a game like this, there are still going to be unknowns. These two sides have got very little playing experience, if no playing experience against each other yet. This could be the first time that these two sides have met. And of course, in terms of friendlies and games building up as well, still a lot of unfamiliarity. So, of course, the only thing that United City have got to go by is the reviewing and watching the first 3 games that Cebu have played. And of course, the only thing that Cebu have got to go by is watching United City play at a very, very high standard of football, where of course we know the environment is a lot more challenging. So where there's unknowns, there's always going to be good football games. I mean, There may be some individuals on the pitch, Jing, that people will be familiar with, but there's not even a lot of crossing over between players apart from Ricky Sendra, who of course played for Cebu in their last campaign. So that's probably the only thing which is known for Cebu when you go into a game like this. But I mean, whoever wins this gets huge bragging rights going into that crossover. And sometimes that's what it's going to come down to. And I know that Cebu are you can see by the way that they warm up, the way that they're a real team, they're a true club, and they are really, really up for this game.
When you look at the standings as well, with UCFC currently in 3rd, Cebu in 2nd, Kaya in 1st, and that 4th spot yet to be decided, you start to think about the picture in the next round, and you kind of want to avoid being in 2nd or 3rd, because that would potentially be where the difficult matchup is in the semifinal. So top spot is definitely something that is being sought after by these clubs.
And of course, we should find out who the 4th slot goes to later on this evening as Stallions play Maharlika. So I'm pretty sure that with the momentum that Cebu have, and the physicality that Cebu play with and the intensity that they play with, they will be a team that people will want to avoid. We never thought that they would be contesting for first, but they're there. They've put themselves in that situation. So let's see where that leads us.
Underway here in Carmona, Cavite. UCFC in black and Cebu in white. Jing Hamlang and Darren Hartman calling the action this afternoon. These are the big tests now for Cebu. They've been able to beat Stallion, Maharlika, and Mendiola. Of course, they got the win over ADT on a technicality, as ADT are currently out in the SEA Games. They'll actually be playing tonight against the hosts. So exciting times for ADT and the rest of our under-23 side. But Cebu now getting the big tests. UCFC first, and then they will play Kaya on Thursday. The schedule has been quick and rampant for them, but they have been relishing every challenge so far.
I think when you play in any sort of league, when it comes to football, there are games that you see as 3-point games and games that you see as you'll settle for a point. And I think that Cebu have been very professional in making sure that the games that they needed to win, that they won. You could say that perhaps the result against Stallions was one they may not have gone out and expected to take all 3 points from, but they did, and they've put themselves in a really strong position now. But of course, playing against United City and against Kaya on Thursday is a completely different setup.
Cool and calm from Mike Ott. Minigishi cutting inside, is clipped there. Early foul. UCFC playing quickly. Shot from distance. Stings the palms of Ace Villanueva. First touch for the Cebu goalkeeper. Foul called on the opposite side against Kurt Dizon. Assessing their options here. Judaboev going backwards to Grierson. Saw some match time in Thailand in the Champions League. Grierson has kept out Matthew Custodio today. Ibarle. Dabo tracked it. Gaja. Genko. Looking to play quickly there, but perhaps a little too fast for Genko.
It's going to be interesting to see how United City adjust to playing at a different tempo. I can hear a lot of shouts for and players demanding off each other just to be patient, just to keep the ball moving around, and it looks as if Cebu are doing the absolute opposite to that and getting the ball forwards and trying to pop it nice and fast.
Gaja. Back to Nazim Özkan. One of 3 Turkish players donning the Cebu colours. Been a huge question mark as to how they would come out this season. Once the big news came out that they had made a partnership with Hatayspor in Turkey. But indications so far that everything is positive. That's a fantastic ball. Genko with a nice take. Chance here for Cebu. Just couldn't make the connection.
I don't think when you go through your game plan in your head and you're playing against United City that you would ever visualise you would have that big an opportunity so quick in the game. He had a lot of time on the ball there. Done the right thing, but possibly an opportunity just to cut the ball back and just pick someone's feet out on the edge of the box.
Korsame was the intended target. Daniels dropping deep. Gets it out wide. For Suelo. Daniels peels away on the right flank. Gets the ball in. Not quite cleared by Cebu. Minigishi. Barley. Able to get past to Zoka. He's surrounded by white shirts though. Genko. Ball to run for Sinkir. Looking for support. Uses his body well, but loses out to Grierson. Looking for the foul throw. No whistle. What an adventure this has been so far for Cebu. This Copa Paulino Alcantara going on a 4-game win streak and then taking on a Champions League side.
I mean, that is exactly what you would hope for and wish for as a young football club that's, you know, just come into the league, is to have this sort of story. This is their second season at this level, and to be in a situation now where you're playing against a Champions League side to go top of the group, to go top of the table. And to be fair, they had a chance very early in this game to go 1-0 up.
Dizon, they're going to take on his man. Gets to the end line. Tight angle, there it is! Opening goal for United City FC. Created by Kurt Dizon and finished by Ricky Sendra. 1-0.
Well, that's what they say about playing at this level. You've really got to take your chances, because when the opportunity comes, players like this, they do not miss. And Ricky Sendra, I feel that his Asian Champions League campaign got better and better and better as it went on. He's obviously on a high at the moment, and great work down the right-hand side by Kurt Dizon. And of course, with their build-up play, with the extra pass, they were able to get the extra men into the box, and it really was that little overload that United City created. Just fell to the right man at the right time. But of course, you make those opportunities happen, and now Cebu have got a game on their hands.
Cebu, of course, no strangers to coming from behind. That's going to be a bitter one, as it was a former player who put it in the back of the net, Enrique Sendra. Kurt Dizon, though, you got to give credit. Always so tricky, especially in one-on-one situations. Got the better of Saldivar, and that was the opener. Very early goal here from United City. They look like they were just about to start settling in, but certainly that goal will help in doing that. Maikot finds Dizon. Again, interested in taking on his man. Chirabuev losing out. Guy just got room to run. There's an option to the right side, but opted against feeding Genko. Wasted counter there for Cebu. Altinos going backwards. Villanueva. Starting to find the rhythm now, the men in black. Controlling possession very well here, United City. Barle. We're going to link up with Minigishi. Cebu pen back. Dangerous ball from Robertson, but it makes it to Ott. Looking to link up here with Daniels. And he's crowded out. Korsame. Flicked on. Oiskan alert to the danger. Dizon. So tricky once more. He's got Villanueva to come out. A dangerous moment for the Cebu backline.
Yeah, and Kurt Dizon's really giving their left back a really hard time at the moment. United City aren't really doing anything complicated, but they're able to do it simple and efficiently with a lot of quality. They're just playing a very straightforward 4-1-4-1, just swapping in and out the six when they're rotating the ball. but just keeping it nice and simple. But there's just a lot of quality and there's a lot of understanding in their movement, and it's causing problems for Cebu at the moment.
Bit of a dangerous header there. Defensive one from Cebu, and that will be out for a corner kick on the opposite flank. Maaga pa lang tayo dito, but Cebu already being asked to dig deep against UCFC. Kinshiro Daniels ang kukuha ng corner na to. It's going to be an in-swinger, but played short. Daniels from a better angle. Villanueva opts to palm it away. In dangerous territory here. Prevents that from going out for a corner kick. Sigh of relief here for Ace Villanueva. When he palmed that, could have gone to a UCFC player, but luckily, no harm done. Cebu looking to play a little bit more quickly, but they lose it there. This is where the difficulty is playing against UCFC. When you lose the ball, it'll take a while before you get it back.
At the moment, it's just a little bit too easy for United City. Just combine 2 or 3 times and then just pick out those big diagonal passes to their wingers. And that's really stretching the game and making it difficult for Cebu.
Sendra. Walang suporta. Good challenge there from Altinos. Uzoka. Can you find Genko? On the right flank, wide open. Can you find a good cross here? Being hounded by Ibarle. And there is a whistle. Genko was asking for it. Might have been clipped on the heel. The Cebu native able to get a call there. And it's going to be a free kick from a dangerous area for Cebu. Didn't look like there was any forceful contact, but it was enough for the whistle. Gonna be Genko himself. He will take this one. Lots of bodies inside the box to aim at. Genko's delivery. Saldivar's touch is loose. Dizon pounces. They're going to lift it past the goalkeeper. Ambitious attempt from Kurt Dizon.
Very ambitious on his weaker foot as well. That had all of almost 40 yards on it to travel.
Dabao looking for the run of Uzoka. Robertson stops that in its tracks. Gaja. Korsame. Looking to race past Grierson, and he does! There it is! No, it's the side netting. It looked like an equalizer, and the crowd was chanting and cheering on the sideline. One more look at it here.
Defensive error. It's a lovely weighted pass through. Positive first touch. And managed to get that bit of acceleration and side netting.
Momentarily seemed as if that was an equalizer for Cebu. But nevertheless, it shows that Cebu have the capability to carve up this defensive line, especially on the counter. Ott. Nakalusot! Minigishi unable to take advantage. Game opening up nicely here. Makikita natin ang discrepancy sa possession. Klarong-klaro naman na mas hawak talaga ng UCFC ang bola. 61%. They've been dominating the ball, dictating the tempo. But Cebu have had their moments as well. Dizon, constant threat. This time Okuda comes over to help. And he'll be out for a goal kick. Cebu making their adjustments with Kurt Dizon. One man isn't enough, Darren.
Well, it's one of those situations now where if Cebu can keep the score at 1-0 for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, they've got a good chance of building themselves back into the game. But if they were to lapse again defensively and find themselves 2-0 down, I think that it'd be very, very difficult against an experienced and quality side to get themselves back in it. Because at the moment I can feel that Cebu are building a little bit more momentum. They're most certainly confident going forwards, Jing.
Genko trying to feed the overlap of Davao. Good idea. Execution just a bit lacking for the right winger. Daniels on the turn. Barley in support. Minigishi providing the overlap. Jiraboef muscled off by Uzoka. Mick John Pineda says it was illegal use of the shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder is fine, but shoulder to back, easy whistle for Mick John. Dizon looking to spread it. Minigishi. First touch presented it to Davao. Robertson. Feed Daniels. Well anticipated by the center back. Sinkir. Gusto sanang ibalik kay Corsame. Silva off his line and able to take charge. Difficult one to control for Kurt Dizon. It's been a tough battle for Saldivar. Ot. Minigishi. Room for the left winger. Well blocked. Second opportunity here for Ibarle. Good ball in. Uzoka there. The flanks proving a potent avenue here for United City. Sendra assessing his options. So tidy on the ball, United City.
Yeah, they talk really well and they've got a good understanding of shape, and they keep things nice and dynamic but nice and simple. And this is the pass which has really been stretching Cebu, that little diagonal pass out to the wingers, and they've got more than one player that can do it.
Quick feed from Dizon. And that's not what Mike Ott was hoping for with that shot. You keep mentioning, no, Darren, na simple lang yung ginagawa dito ng United City, not making it complicated, but it's not something that many clubs can do here in the Philippines, especially. What makes it so difficult?
What makes it difficult really is there are different phases of development across what we call a performance pathway, and the transition really from grassroots to youth football, then from youth football to youth professional development, that's really the one which is missing. And this is where it goes from very simple tactical understanding and philosophy based work to actually producing it in games like this. So really it should get better now. I think there's a lot more quality pitches around in the Philippines where you can play nicer football on, and it's really about making those philosophies stick across the whole team. And it's so nice to see when a team plays with, you know, a good trust in the philosophy, not just tactical coaching. It needs to be philosophy coaching.
Mix up between Altinoz and Uzoka meant the attack broke down for Cebu.
Of course, some of the best teams in the world at coaching through philosophy is, of course, Manchester City and Liverpool, which hurts to say.
Corsame got in front of his man, had a couple opportunities to pull the trigger there, but the ball just wouldn't fall nicely in front of him. And in the end, Forasuelo able to recover in time.
Yeah, credit to Cebu. They've created 3 chances which possibly they could have converted. I mean, this one was a little bit harder work. It's good cover in the end though, getting around, good defending.
He knows it was a missed opportunity, Roberto Corsame. But there have been glimpses, as you mentioned, Darren, of what this Cebu side are capable of, and Altino's doing well to earn a corner kick. Mert Altinoz measuring it here for Cebu. Gets it in. Ozkan not far away from that. It falls for Gadja. Looking to send it back into the box here. Robertson gets ahead to it. It's going to be another corner kick for Cebu.
That's a good ball back into the box there by Guardia. Nice and deep on the far post. Was asking the centre-backs of United City to backpedal. And another chance for Cebu to put the ball in.
A lower delivery from Altinoz. Bouncing around dangerously and into the hands of Silva. Nothing so far has troubled Matt Silva in goal, but there have been a few half chances here and there for Dynamic Herb. Nothing quite yet to punish this United City side.
I think what they will be unhappy with is they've created 3 or 4 chances but yet to hit the target. And I mean, that should really be part of what you're aiming to do in the first half really, which is hit the target, test the goalkeeper. But they've got to keep possession better in the middle of the park. I mean, there are definitely good places and bad places to lose the ball against United City, and losing it in the middle of the park is really not an option if you want to stay competitive across the full 90 minutes.
Jurabuev, nice little shimmy. Sendra loses it though. Confident from Davao, under pressure. Okuda trying to get it into space for Corsame to chase. And he is always a willing runner, so much so that he has collided here with Grierson. Corsame is going to feel that. Had eyes only on the ball, Roberto Corsame. And that meant he did not see Grierson coming from over his shoulder. And that's going to be a tasty collision. That's going to be something he feels for a little bit here. Grierson has managed to shake it off rather quickly. Oof. He's been body checked there.
I'll say though, he's one of the tougher players in the league.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, if players like that go down, I'd say also if players like Guardia go down, then they're hurting.
Yeah, that's right. I'd say it's 80% sure it's not play acting. And Korsame rubbing his jaw there. Let's hope he's able to shake this one off and get back into play. And interestingly, it is United City ball.
I don't think the ball actually went out of play. I think the referee blew his whistle because he saw it was a head injury.
Ozoka takes it down on the chest. Gaja couldn't get it to a teammate. Worked hard to get it off Mike Ott. And Genko in a central position. Sinkir called for the foul there as Grierson goes down. Looked like he might have taken a shot to the mug. Let's have a look. Nothing intentional there from Sinkir. Arm was outstretched, looking to shield the ball. Definitely the hand did make contact with the face. It's been busy, Grierson, in this game so far. United City guilty of just playing a little loose here. Ibarle cutting that one out, but here's an opportunity for Altinoz! Just wide.
That's a good enough strike. Out of his feet, great first touch. Always drifting wide of the post, but again, Cebu showing that they are not frightened to take the game to United City. That's like the fourth or fifth chance that they've had, but still yet to hit the target. But it's coming. You can almost feel it's coming. You can hear it's coming as well.
That has livelied up the Cebu crowd in attendance today. Altinoz, of course, has already found the score sheet for Cebu. Had a fantastic scorcher of a goal from the edge of the box 2 games ago. So he certainly has that range on him and that technique.
Yeah, I've got good highlights, Cebu, this season. I've scored a few crackers. And of course, I mean, some of the goal scorers are on the bench, so it's going to be interesting if the game stays the way that it is, because I feel that the substitutes could really affect the way that this game plays out. But of course, United City are so dangerous when they go forwards. Drifting
Daniels
offside.
Caught offside there. Cebu playing quickly. Minigishi with a rather cynical pullback. Cebu looking for a little extra punishment for Minigishi, as he did outstretch his arms and professionally pulled back the Cebu player. Lucky.
Very professional foul. Just check the overload, and it was a counter-attack. It was on. Usually you're going in the book for that, and usually you wouldn't complain about going in the book for that.
Pineda in the middle, felt otherwise, but he did give a stern warning to Minigishi, so any future infractions will likely see him get a yellow. Dizon has barely put a foot wrong in this first half. Nice interchange here. Mike Ott pushes it just a little bit too far, and John Renz Saldivar able to recover. Corners are equal for both sides. Possession likely to still be on the side of United City, but Cebu are working their way back into this match.
I think Cebu just needed to adjust really to the way that United City keep possession. And now Cebu are finding space out wide.
Genko with an early ball. Matt Silva saw it all the way. Saldivar's nightmare here. Kurt Dizon running at him. Finds a teammate, Minagishi. Can he make something of this? Good cover from Cebu. Skips past Ibarle. Mert Altinoz has his head up. It is caught there by Robertson. A meaty challenge from the center back. He's starting to find his feet here, Mert Altinoz.
Yeah, he's been good at bringing the ball forwards. I mean, the styles of play are very different, and Cebu, when they go forwards, aren't able to keep as many players up with the ball, which is kind of expected with the style of football that they're playing. But when you've got players who are that comfortable at running at people, you can make things happen, and this is a pretty handy area to have a set piece in, considering the phase of the game that we're in.
Altinoz measuring his delivery, wide open! Chance! Offside flag was up, but what a moment for Cebu as Ozcan looked like he was unmarked. Difficult to tell from that angle.
It looked as if it was good defending, and they managed to keep their line together and keep it high enough. But as I said, that's a really, really nice area to have a free kick from. Just one where you can just put it in between the defenders and the goalkeeper. It's always going to be difficult to defend against.
Jurabuev lifting that into the path of Daniels. Could this be two? Just at the top of the net for Kenshiro Daniels. What a chance for United City.
The only reason why Kishira's missed that is possibly choosing between using the inside of his foot and just lifting it over with his laces. He had enough time just to lift it up and over a lot quicker than that. It could have bounced even before it went in. That didn't need to be perfect. We were speaking about before the game how quickly Ace comes off his line. And he was really high off his line.
Golden opportunity for United City. Will that come back to bite them? They could be comfortable with a cushion here. But instead, Cebu in their half. Ozcan confidently pushing forward. And just a loose control there from Genko. Attack breaks down for Dynamic Herb.
And you see Cebu there just with the extra pass in the middle, the extra couple of passes, were able to commit an extra man forwards and looked as if they could have pressured United City from that attack.
A lot of folks tuned in over Facebook and YouTube. Kim Carlo Selimbagat, Noel Villaflor, and Charles Reichert. Great to have you all on board, and happy Mother's Day to Tito J's wife and mom. Look at you, Tito J, sneaking that in.
Wow, bogey points, sir.
Alam niyang makakauwi siya ng late tonight eh. So, inunahan niya na. Good move there from Tito J as we close in on 10 minutes remaining in this opening half. It's been an entertaining affair so far, Darren. Back and forth action.
I've been enjoying it. It started off and it looked as if Cebu were going to take the game to United City. Then United City were rotating the ball, keeping it, playing a lot higher than what Cebu are probably used to defending against. But it's become a little bit cagey and a little bit tactically cagey over the last 15 minutes, and could be a goal before half-time.
Minagishi, it was a great first touch to allow him the space. Tried to take it to the end line. Push was a little bit too strong. Not as much success on this left flank as they're having on the right side. But they're certainly finding the spaces, United City. They're able to dispossess Kursami here. Sendra. Challenging Daniel Gadia. Shepherding it all the way. Throw in on the far side. For Suelo. Nice duel with Kursame. Sinkir. Uzoka with his head up. Looking to switch the play. Delayed nicely by United City, and they win the ball back. Sendra. Dizon. Falls nicely for Daniels. Can he take it left-footed? Yes, he does, but it's wide of the post.
Been a couple of times now that the ball's just bounced so kindly for United City and found someone in the box, and it's the only thing really missing from United City game in this first half is just that little bit of extra quality in those final moments.
Looking up to the sky, Kenshiro Daniels. Just wondering what's he need to do to hit the target here. United City perhaps a little frustrated that they're not more than a goal ahead here. They've had their chances to double their advantage.
I don't think they'll panic at half-time if the score stays the same. But I feel that they would feel more comfortable if they did go in at 2-0 up.
Minigishi gets it to Sendra.
They have slowly been forcing Cebu's back four deeper and deeper though as this first half has worn on.
Robertson, that's their center back. Look how deep he is in Cebu's half. Daniels feeds Ott. Able to manufacture a bit of space. Ibarle now puts the ball in. Headed away. Cebu forced to defend just at the edge of their box. They're so deep now. Jurabuev. They're going to cut it back to Sendra. Well spotted by Gadia. Daniels switching it. Ibarle providing the width. Robertson essentially playing as an extra midfielder for United City. Has fallen here for Kurt Dizon. Foot was high. A chance to breathe for Dynamic Herb. Not happy with the call. And from our angle, the foot did go high from Kurt Dizon. Sidaf Tupas watching us from Vietnam. Also wishes to throw out a happy Mother's Day to his wife and mom. He's taken a little bit of a cue here from our floor producer in Jamer de la Cruz. But
Lala Nasi Sadaf, he's abroad, isn't he? He's abroad. Fair play, fair play.
Great to see that Sadaf is tuned in and enjoying the action. It's going to be a busy day in Vietnam today. Our women's team set to see action as well in a couple days, so exciting times for the world of football. A great switch of play here as Ibarle is wide open. Ott. Cebu doing well to just close the spaces. Looks like there's been a switch in personnel as well here from Cebu. They've moved Dabao over to the other side, it looks like, and Saldivar has moved over to the right back spot. Perhaps they're seeing that matchup between Dizon and Saldivar aren't working in their favor.
Yeah, making the substitute, the change now. Perhaps just giving it 5 minutes for the coaching staff to assess whether or not that fixes the situation before halftime.
Ott. Minigishi switching things up and going a little bit more centrally. Now it's Dizon versus Dabao. Let's see if Dabao can do better against Kurt here. Half shout for a penalty. Stopped in their tracks. Jurabuev. First time into Minigishi. Cross is met by Okuda. Pressure building here on Cebu's back line. Sinkir able to cushion it, looking for the ball back, and that attack stopped in its tracks rather quickly. Robertson pushes on. Looking to join in on the attack there, the center back. At may 5 minuto na lang natitira sa ating first half. Cebu forced to do a lot of chasing in this opening period. Meanwhile, United City look like they haven't really needed to get out of second gear here, Darren.
Yeah, there's been a few times where they've kept pressure, but it's mostly keeping pressure through maintaining ball possession in good areas of the park. And Cebu have done really well to battle themselves and just keep at their game plan to try to, you know, play the way that they play, and they've built themselves into the game and they've managed to create opportunities.
Saldivar gets it past Ibarle and wins a corner kick. That'll be a confidence builder for Saldivar, who's had a challenging time in this opening period on the left flank. He'll be taking this corner kick himself. Cebu looking to pack the box with as many players as possible. The outswinger, unable to clear the first defender. Altino is just showing a bit too much to Mike Watt. Dabao. Still a lot of players up here for Cebu. Could be a crucial period in this contest. Cebu looking to close out this half on a high. Sinkir under pressure. Gets it to Gadya. Chance here for Ozoka. What a save from Silva. What a chance for Cebu. Have a knack of creating chances from nothing, Darren.
What a save that was. What a big moment as well. Just minutes before half time. It's the best time to score, but it's also the worst time to concede. And that's Cebu's first shot on target as well.
Matt Silva having very little to do all throughout this opening period, but when he was needed, he's come up big. Mehmet on the sideline. Head coach Mehmet Kakil. Daniels missing the ball. Final minute of regulation here in this first half, and Cebu are picking up a bit of momentum. Ozoka unable to control. Altinoz running into Jurabuev. Did well to anticipate the danger. Sinkir applying pressure here. And UCFC looking to ride out this opening period. 2 minutes of added time to be expected.
Additional playing time.
Tough one for Ace, but he's done well to control. Always brings a bit of nerves when the ball is bouncing or is in the air for the goalkeeper to control, but Villanueva showing he's got good feet. Jurabuev winning that duel kontra kay Daniel Gadya. Kitang-kita yung paghawak sa jersey. Ot doing well under pressure mula kay Uzoka. Juraboev showing his class on the ball, just cool and calm. May balik dito kay Silva. Lots of room for Forosuelo. Looking to switch the play. Daniels. Minigishi. Azebarle in support. Back out to Ibarle. It's under pressure from Saldivar. It's going to be perhaps one last play here for UCFC. And ball will go back to Cebu. That might have been the last play of this opening period. But Cebu a bit careless here. Daniels gets it to Mike Ott. Seen by Okura. Half cleared by Cebu. They can't seem to clear their lines quite yet. And there it is. The halftime whistle blown by Mick John Pineda. And that's where it ends. United City with their noses in front against a valiant, dynamic Herb Cebu so far, but it's been back and forth action with Cebu getting extremely close to tying this game up at 1 apiece. It's been quite a contest, Darren.
Yeah, I think United City have really kept control of the tempo of the game, but when Cebu have had possession, they've been able to create, so it's been a really interesting first half. Not short of action, and I mean, the scoreline keeps the game exciting coming into the second half.
Just the solitary goal, and we'll have an opportunity to look back at some of that action from these opening 45 minutes. United City getting off to a hot start. But of course, it was Cebu who actually started things off with this early little warning from Genko. And you can see Altinoz was just inside the box. But this was the opener. Kurt Dizon doing well on the right flank, as he has been a real spark plug for them, but it was spilled by Villanueva and it fell into the path of Sendra, and that's the difference right now between the two teams.
Yeah, the difference is that when United City have gone forwards, they've been able to commit players and build players forwards, but take nothing away from Cebu when they have had the opportunity, mostly through counter-attacking. They've created opportunities like this. A lot of people in the stands thought that this had actually gone in.
And there was another opportunity for Corsame, denied there by Forosuelo. You can see here, another opportunity for Cebu. This one from Altinoz that just kind of whizzed past the post. That one perhaps should have been the only yellow card of the half, but it wasn't given. This is from Minigishi. Soft one for Villanueva. This one was called for offside. In the end, hit the crossbar. Perhaps this one should have been a second for UCFC. And prior to that was a lifted effort from Kuchera that could have gone in as well. So this could have been 2-0. It could have been 3-0. It could be 1-1. It could be 2-1. It's a crazy game so far that we've seen, Darren. And we'll be taking a short break. We'll be back with some statistics and second half action, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us here on our PFL channel.
There's an opportunity here, and we've got our first goal of the match. Leaves it to Ramsey to make it 3-0. here, and we've got our first goal of the match. Leaves it to Ramsey to make it 3-0.
Oh, 2 minutes gone in this first half, Jing. We've already had 2 incredible chances.
Minagishi. Measuring it is Kenshiro Daniels, and he stings the palms of Ace Villanueva. Tira dito mula kay Kenshiro Daniels. He's got that range and ability to fire from distance, but it was direct at the keeper.
It's quite difficult though to get these balls to move. You can get a nice flight on them, but you don't. It's quite hard to get that knuckle on the ball. And I think in those situations, the goalkeeper's really got to be looking to hold on to that, because that could have bounced to anybody.
It's a race between Juraboev and Korsame. In the end, it's the ball that wins, and it's out for a goal kick. Welcome back here for second half action. It seems we had some audio issues earlier on, so glad you guys can join us. Jing Hamlang and Darren Hartman calling you the action in what has been a blistering start to the second half already.
We'll be playing for 3 to 4 minutes and we've already had 3 or 4 attempts on goal.
Cebu have reverted back to Davao on the right side. We'll see if United City recognize that and try to get the ball back to Kurt Dizon, who has been one of their best outlets so far in this game. Ibarle found in an advanced position. 1-2 does not play out for United City. Cebu showing they can play themselves out quite tidily, but that forward pass well beyond Sinkir.
Been a couple of times that Dinabale probably could have rolled the ball a little bit quicker to Pika. Pika's demanding it just in behind. He feels that he's got, the 5 yards on his fullback.
Sendra had it poked away. Juraboev cleaning up the mess. And ball to chase here for Robertson. Just trying to refine that rhythm, UCFC. They were knocking the ball around so effectively in that opening half. Minigishi on the turn. Inilipat dito kay Kurt Dizon, who's had plenty of success against Saldivar. Let's see if he takes him on. May suporta mula kay Furosuelo. Ball into the box. It's a high one. Difficult to attack. Ozcan unable to get it away. Okuda doing well. Half cleared by Davao. Loose touch from Juraboev. Presents it to Sinkir. Is the counterattack on here? Borlongan scored the winner in their last outing against Maharlika. And it's cross just beyond the striker. And United City happy to play quickly here. Daniels back out to Dean Ibarle. Mike slowing things down. Great to see the United City supporters in the crowd here, as well as we're going to see a first substitution mula dito sa United City FC. At si Kurt Dizon ang papalitan dito, with Kieran Hayes set to be introduced.
Looks as if he's moving with a little bit of discomfort.
You'd think it's an injury, Darren. Otherwise, it's a bit of a head scratcher to pull out Kurt Dizon.
I think it's an injury. He wasn't demanding the ball as much. A lot of the attacks in this the start of this second half had been coming down the left-hand side, where in the first half he really was the favoured winger to go to. But when I did take a little bit of a look over, he looked as if he was struggling a little bit, so I hope it's nothing serious.
Bit of a blow there for United City, as Kurt Dizon has been their most potent attacker. But Kieran Hayes is a figure that is expected to provide some inspiration as well. We saw action in the Champions League, so we will see if Kieran Hayes is able to make a strong contribution as well. Sendra. Here is Hayes involved now. Minigishi and Ibarle working together on the left side. Ott gets it inside to Hayes, who's offside. Disciplined line being shown by the Cebu side. Ano yung tira mula kay Kenshiro Daniels kanina. Daniels finds himself on the right side. What? Robertson again finding himself in a very advanced position. Does well once again, Robertson. Now he's out of position. Can Cebu take advantage? Uzoka. Wide to Borlongan. Looking for support. Sinkir looking to switch it. Well covered. Minigishi not sleeping on his defensive duties. Minigishi just floating around the pitch and finds Ibarle. Now he's making a dangerous run in behind. Okuda dealing with the danger. Ibarle goes down inside the box. No whistle from the referee. Ibarle saying he was clipped there. Let's have a look at it. Dabao didn't look like he got a lot of Dean in that exchange. Altinoz. Corsame. Okuda was looking for the quick ball into the middle. Just trying to steady things, Altinoz. Nice range of passing as well to find Borlongan. Cuts inside Ibarle. It's a left-footed strike. Forced Silva into a save.
Looks like Dean Ibarle's not done his homework on JB Borlongan, because if you watch him his UAP career, he scores off either foot. He's comfortable on the right, going past people. He's just as comfortable when he cuts inside as well.
Yan yung pinag-uusapan nila ngayon ni Matt Silva. Just JB Borlongan, he is a very dangerous character.
And of course, the kuya of Jeffro Borlongan, who's in his third season at the Ascal's development team as well, from Cagayan de Oro, alongside Troy Limbo, Carlo Dorin. It's a real little hotspot of football players, and they all train together when they go back in their off-season as well.
Awesome. Cagayan de Oro represent there. It was a good delivery as well from Borlongan. It was attacked by Sinkir, but nowhere near the target. And Matt Silva coming up big so far for United City.
You know, they're quite a nice little tidy squad that Anto Gonzalez had at UP, and JB was part of it, and this is an opportunity.
Altinoz! Derecho kay Matt Silva. What a chance.
And we will be seeing JB Berlongan's teammates play later for Maharlika. But that's confidence that.
Mert Altinoz. He's got his tail up now. Starting to dictate things here for Cebu. Saldivar trying to work out a bit of room for the cross. Just lacked that bit of quality. Was looking to whip it in. Didn't get the curve he wanted.
It's one of those things. In areas, Cebu, you know, arguably don't have the same quality as United City. But when you look at the squad depth of United City, the things that I was picking up on was how much rotation of pace do they actually have. I mean, Kurt is quick. I think Pika was quicker in perhaps 2 or 3 seasons ago. And then, of course, the only player that they really do have a lot of explosivity in is in Pocholo Bugas. Whereas a lot of other teams that play and develop, you know, from the Philippines, is they do seem to have a lot more sharpness in their squad, but maybe not the same quality in terms of their touch and in terms of what they can do tactically. But you can see sometimes in these games, especially when you get in the last 20 minutes, how important it is in Philippine football to have that extra bit of pace.
Especially with tired legs on the pitch, to have somebody running in behind.
Well, it's the role which has fell in really nicely for Lance Ocampo, not just at ADT, but, you know, now in the SEA Games squad as well. He's a 20-25 minute player and just has legs on him. And it does worry me for United City that they don't have that as much as what some of the other teams may have, like in JB's Rapid.
Berlongan has been a thorn in the side of UCFC, and Sinkir able to get the cross in. And a goal kick has been called. It said that ball had crossed before the cross was delivered. A bit of a late whistle from the referee. At the hour mark now, 30 minutes remaining in our contest, and Cebu have been real positive in this second half. I might be mistaken, but it seems they're spending a lot more time inside UCFC's half.
I don't think you're mistaken. I think they're really taking the game and trying to push the tempo higher. I mean, the only risk is, of course, they could get caught in the counter-attack, and United City, in terms of quality, you would favour them in the counter-attack to be able to capitalise. But at the moment, things are going Cebu's way, and they've got a free kick.
Could be the first booking as well, as the yellow card will be given to Mike Ott. Mert Altinoz is starting to really become the conductor in this game. Cool, calm, composed on the ball in midfield for Cebu. You forget he's only 19 years of age.
He's 19 and he's kind of taken on a little bit of a role as an 8. I'm not really sure how many, you know, balls he's winning in transition, because it's quite hard to get the ball back from United City. But when he gets it, he does bring the ball up nicely. It's very direct. He's comfortable on the ball.
You see the frustration on the face of Mike Ott. He's not happy with how things are transpiring here after the break. Another set piece here for Cebu. Berlongan over the ball. Good delivery from him. There's a player down for United City, and there's been some remonstrations on the sideline. Robertson in some particular pain. Let's have a look at it once more. Delivery from Robertson, or from Berlongan rather. Looked like it was just a collision in midair. Nothing malicious mula dito kay Arda Sinkir. But unfortunately, it seems he's been cut on the play. He's been involved in a lot of treatment, Arda Sinkir. Blood on his head, had blood in his hand now, it seems. He's a warrior, though. He'll be back on the pitch momentarily. Scored 2 goals with that bandage on his head, so it's not going to worry him or bother him up front. What? Minigishi. Ebarle. Needs a good ball. Daniels finds, no! Looked like it was heading into the side netting and it was just beyond the bar. That's the 3rd chance that Kenshiro Daniels has had to find the back of the net. Parang hinangin lang eh.
It was almost a beautiful header. It was just so nicely taken. I mean, Kenshiro's a very composed player, but to show that much composure when you're just heading it back across the goal, did everything right there apart from, perhaps the wind just took it away. It was just so nicely floated. I mean, but there's been a few goals already in the PFL with little headers from the back post going back across the goal. I think the last one we saw perhaps was from Kaya, maybe? I don't know if you can remember that.
Carlisle Mitchell, maybe?
Just making sure you can remember.
He's been known to put in a few headers, so. But Kenshiro Daniels, he'd be scratching his head. What's it going to take for him to get on the score sheet here tonight? He's come close on 3 occasions already.
Well, they say that a good striker needs 5 opportunities to score.
He's getting close. That's a wonderful ball from Gadia. Finds Berlongan. Uzoka. And Grierson able to take charge under a lot of pressure.
They were 3v3 there when the ball was played forwards, but just not enough tactical understanding to pull the defence of United City and create a couple more holes. But the game's going to get lively, I can feel it. We've got 25 minutes to go.
Set pieces starting to pile up here for Cebu. They've got a lot of height as well in their squad. We'll see if this one will cause any problems here for UCFC. An in-swinger from Mert Altinoz on its way. It's a low delivery. Bounces for Berlongan. Another chance for Cebu. It seemed it was Corsame who had a snap at it. Difficult one to volley. It was pretty high, but did make contact with it. Second opportunity en route. Oof. It was a low delivery, but it was rising and met Sinkir's head. Just couldn't direct it on target.
I mean, these things happen so quickly, but that was a very good opportunity for, especially for a striker. It was a good ball into the box. And he was challenged, but it wasn't enough to put him off his header. And Cebu are most certainly making the game with this and being brave, and looks as if they're going to make a double substitution here, Jing.
Kentaro.
It feels as if they're going to go for it.
Yeah, Kentaro Miyagi and Pataling Hug being prepared. They want to find this equalizer. They think fresh legs are going to help them do that. Chima Uzoka and Roberto Corsame expected to make way. Minigishi, right-footed effort is well stopped by Okuda. And Cebu always eager to transition quickly, but Berlongan gives that one away. Calmly done by Ebarle. What? That's a fantastic ball. Hayes finds an opening, cuts it back, and the defense holds firm for Cebu.
What a weighted pass there from Mike Hott, just threaded it through.
Corsame. Suporta mula kay Sinkir. Altinoz. Didn't want to go too quickly to Berlongen, but they eventually make it there. Altinoz measuring across. Uzoka from point blank range, unable to keep it down.
That's been the difference really between the first half and second half. Cebu have had the confidence to take the extra pass in the middle of the park, and that's allowed players to get forwards, and good ball into the box, and what an opportunity.
Here come the substitutions now. Pataling Hug checking in for Roberto Corsame. And Kentaro Miyagi can enter the fray, as well as Chima Uzoka is already out of touch. Hello once again to Melinda Estrene and Eileen Bautista. Happy Mother's Day to the pair of you. So glad you guys are tuned in on this special day. Good effort being shown here by the substitute right away. This United City defense being asked to work a lot harder in the second half. Jurabuev has his pocket picked. Mert Altinoz. Can he find an opening? Robertson doing well to cut off the angle. Looking to win himself a corner kick, and he does well.
In those sorts of situations, you just got to snap the shot off.
That brief hesitation and that opportunity closed.
But sustained pressure now from Cebu. The last 10 minutes, really been able to put pressure on United City.
There it is! An equalizer for Dynamic Herb Cebu! The substitute coming on and scoring a goal. Pataling Hug on the score sheet. It's 1-1.
Possibly the first touch of the game for him. It's another really good ball into the box. It's a great area. And just... marking wasn't there. The ball cannot bounce in the box from a corner. Of course, United City know that. But this is exactly why.
All alone, Stephen Pataling Hug says, thank you very much. Let me just go ahead and tie this game up. Wow.
But we go back to that point. You know, the depth of United City's squad when Cebu have made the changes and injected that extra pace and that extra press. And Philippine football has really been built around, you know, pressing the ball high. I mean, working hard, pressing the ball high. That's the foundation of a lot of our football. And it doesn't look like United City have got anything to counter that at the moment. And that is why if you look at previous games that they've been playing in, yes, they've maintained bulk possessions in the first half, but when the games get like this and they get open and it's about the work rate and the extra pace, they've not been able to put together the results that they would want to put together. It's almost like the Asian Champions League is slightly different football to what we played domestically.
Unorthodox there from Ace Villanueva, but it's effective. We got a foot to it. A few uncharacteristic mistakes from United City costing them dearly. It was Jurabuev who was picked off in his own half that led to that corner kick for Altinoz. And Cebu showing that patented resiliency that they've shown in their 4 previous contests. They are not one to fold up, that's for sure.
And the words you can hear is quick, 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 quick. They just want to play at a higher tempo and try to wear United City down.
You can see the desire from the Cebu side. Their morale is extremely high at this point. They want to get top spot. And if they can get their noses in front here, they will take it. In fact, this this actual result right now would take them ahead of Kaya on goal difference. So there you have it. This result would be enough to push them into top spot. How many people would have seen this coming, huh?
I mean, in terms of being tactical and efficiency, you really can't fault United City. They really do manipulate the space well, but I mean, teams play against them and it's a cup final.
Villanueva, again, timely intervention from him. And Cebu unable to keep it in play, however, and Mehmet Kakil is furious. He felt as if the entire ball had not crossed the line. But you can't fault the effort here from JB Borolongan. Save from Villanueva. Looking to go deep. Unable to find Hayes. Sendra. Has a group of white shirts around him, but he still manages to get a corner kick. United's opportunity to take advantage here from a corner kick. Saved by Villanueva at the goal line. What a stop. Almost from United City. Second serving now. Not the best header away, but they're bailed out by a handball on Pete Forosuelo. There was that initial save from Villanueva, but there was a second one that he needed to make on the goal line from the resulting corner kick.
Well, it almost looks as if it had already gone in.
That's right.
That's heroics. And United City have had their chances, and I mean, Kinshura Daniels have had 2-3 opportunities to hit the target, and when you look at the clock and you say just over 15 minutes of play, are they going to regret the chances that they didn't convert?
Mert Altinoz struggling a little bit here. He's not the player you want to lose with 15 minutes remaining. He's been so instrumental in Cebu's fight back.
I would say he's really been the difference between the two sides at the moment. It's just his energy bringing the ball forwards, and then he's been able to build confidence in the teammates around him and being able to, combine with the extra pass and get the extra man forwards. And Cebu look like a team who really believe in themselves at the moment.
Hayes doing well to control it, but unable to find a teammate. Saldivar clipped by Sendra. And this is crazy. Darren, you see Cebu, it's like they're still chasing the game. They're not happy with just a draw.
Well, they're playing for position now. Now there's an opportunity for them to take top spot and have an easier semi-final. Mathematically, actually, both of these teams are already safe. I mean, they're already progressed to the next phase of this competition.
Cebu perhaps trying to avoid a rematch in the semifinals of facing United City again in a knockout match. Not exactly what you want, especially if potentially you could take on a Maharlika or a Stallion.
Should Cebu win this game, then a draw against Kai would be enough for them to top the group.
Yes.
And then that would mean that they would play the winner of the game that we're going to see this evening.
Gaja trying to turn on the afterburners there against Grierson, able to match his pace.
But interesting, should this game remain a draw, that means that we still have 3 teams in this competition who are unbeaten.
Confidence has certainly risen here for Cebu. trying to up the tempo, perhaps sensing that the legs are going from this United City side. Oh, it has Sendra, but it's got Berlongan right behind him. Sendra able to keep possession under pressure. Goes down on the challenge of Saldivar, but not enough contact for Pineda to blow the whistle. Referee felt he was looking for the call. Ball in behind for Miyagi. Chance here. Caught in two minds. Not sure if he wanted to lob the goalkeeper or find a teammate. In the end, he did neither.
I think in that situation, ball's coming down, you just got to hit that first time. Just try to catch the goalkeeper. You know, perhaps unexpecting. You know, really good at doing that is Harvey Gyoso. I used to love watching it when the ball used to come over his shoulder, but could have an opportunity here.
Again, Grierson matching the pace as Berlongan there perhaps could have done with a better first touch. Berlongan struggling a little bit after that dash. But United City looking a bit disjointed here, looking a bit stretched at times. Not aspects that you commonly see from United City's game. Ito, nakikita natin, ang shot discrepancy was pretty large at halftime, but now you see Cebu closing the gap. Just a 3-shot difference on target, but it seems as if the pace of the game is catching up to Mert Altinoz, who is in need of some treatment here. You can see the discomfort on his face. It doesn't seem as if he can continue. Struggling with something on his calf. It might be a cramp, but it seems like it's not the type that you can just stretch away. This will be a blow for Cebu.
Yeah, with 10 minutes to go, I mean, that's where you really want those players who are nice and positive and pushing the ball forwards. But Cebu have made a lot of changes compared to United City. It'll be interesting to see whether or not United City do change things and push and try to get all 3 points from this game, or whether or not they are content with being in the top 3. And becoming second and third doesn't really make much of a difference.
Right. Mukhang hinahanda dito si John Roy Melgo. John Roy Melgo III about to come on for the injured Mert Altinoz. The games have been coming thick and fast for Cebu over the last few weeks. And 2 matches a week for the last 2 weeks. Cebu. It seems as if Mert Altinoz will need additional treatment as he is stretchered off. And there it is. Substitution is confirmed. On both sides trying to find a bit of rhythm again after that momentary lapse in action. Gaja doing well to win back possession. Ball going back to United. Eight minutes to go. If you were on the sidelines for United City, what would you tell your boys, Darren?
Well, I think at the moment they've not really got going in this second half since Kurt Dizon was taken off. I feel that, you know, Kenshiro plays right wing a little bit different to Kurt, so perhaps they should have adjusted the way that they were attacking a little bit more Kenshiro is very good at getting on the ball, getting his head up and putting the ball into more advanced positions. So perhaps just the extra pass before it goes into Kenshiro, just so you can get the extra man forwards. And also a little bit more trust when playing the forward pass. There's been times when Pika has been running off the ball and the ball has not been put in front of him. And I feel that as the game's worn on, he's just been making that run less because the ball hasn't gone to him. And now, of course, they don't have the momentum to build that way. So they're probably looking to score a little bit more directly, which we haven't seen from United City yet, I don't think, in this campaign.
Fantastic work on the right flank from Patalinghog initially, and then that was a snapshot mula kay Arda Sinkir. That was from way out. Not too far away as well from the striker. The way things are going, if we had live odds, it would seem as if they would be in favor of Cebu, which is a huge surprise. Borlongan under pressure. Sinkir does well to shield the ball from Robertson, or Jurabuev rather. A strong UAAP influence in the Cebu lineup currently.
I mean, would there be a reason that it was Kieran Hayes put up front and not Juano? When, you know, in this sort of situation now, what do? Do you change it and do you put Juano on so you have that out-and-out striker and you have more of an option up front?
It's those problems that you must answer as a coach. Frank Muesca in the dugout making these decisions. Easy for Villanueva. Ivan Owano, certainly a more physical presence up front. A more traditional number 9. Sinkir looking to thread the ball. Robertson under pressure, but he does well. Mike Ott now. Gets it back from Daniels. Looking to play the early ball to Minigishi. That's well controlled by Davao. 5 minutes remaining. We're in for a whirlwind finish. Melgo. Gaja finds Berlongan, who loses his footing. Pero babalik ang bola kay Melgo. Reverse pass. Miyagi looking for support. Andyan si Berlongan. Saldivar finding room. Under pressure. Looked like it was falling dangerously inside the box. And look at this. Cebu piling on the pressure. You get a sense that UCFC is holding on a bit here.
And even sometimes when United City get on the ball, they're still very, very patient. They obviously believe that they can still create a couple of opportunities before this game is done. But when they lost Kurt Dizon for whatever reason, it would have been more sensible just for a like-for-like change instead of having to adjust for the personnel that which are on the pitch now.
Misplaced pass from Ricky Sendra, and it's the frustration growing for Pika Minigishi. Saying hello to plenty of our friends in the footballing community who are tuned in. Giovanni Villagracia, Jesse Semblante, James Duazo, and Guillermo Belda. For the folks who cannot make it to the venue, making themselves felt on our live stream, we appreciate that. As Arda Sinkir here goes to ground under the challenge of Robertson. Baka narinig ka dito ng United City coaching staff at ipapasok na si Ivan Uwano. So some changes being prepared. One for Cebu and one for United City. But first, a deep free kick. Great to see this being made into a family affair. Mother's Day being spent at a football match. Hey, not a bad idea. Robertson getting a crucial head to it, but I believe that's out for a corner kick. This would be a famous victory for Cebu if they're able to pull this one off.
Well, we'll most certainly send ripples of confidence into the provinces. I mean, of course, the youth at U19 level were preparing for a huge national competition coming up in June.
Berlongan's delivery. Right into that dangerous area, but he gets it right back. Second chance perhaps for JB Berlongan to get it into the box. There it is! Sinkir! Looking for the bicycle! Just did not make contact. What an attempt that would have been. There's a player down for Cebu. Ito makikita natin. Bounced up nicely for him. Looked like he took a bit of contact from behind actually.
Well, if that had gone in, I probably would have flipped the table over, to be honest with you. Save the PFF some money.
Ivan Uwano, ipinasok na dito para kay Kenshiro Daniels. At mukhang papasok na rin si Baristasi para kay Arda Sinkir. Right now, it is Kentaro Miyagi who is struggling a little bit from that last play. Mukhang natamaan siya sa ulo, as that is the part of his body that is being iced as of the moment. It looks like he might have to give way actually, as Baristasi is being prepared to come on. So it might be the substitute who is giving way, but we will see how that transpires. 4 minutes to be added on. And Mick John Pineda having a word with the coaching staff here of UCFC. Actually, a yellow card being given to one of the members. At ito na nga yung substitution. As Kentaro Miyagi took a shot to the head, and it's Baristasi who's taking his spot. 4 na minuto natitira sa laro natin.
And I think we still have the full 4 minutes because that stoppage of play was quite long. So don't be surprised to see this run over 94 minutes, getting closer to 95 minutes.
Confirmation of that substitution. But Cebu on the front foot here. Got the equalizer, and now they're chasing the winner. But United City could make their way back in front. What a chance! Kieran Hayes unable to convert. Had the time and space inside the box, could not find the target. For Suelo, Jirabuev had it nicked away. Gaja finds Berlongan. Sinkir shows. Under pressure from Grierson. No whistle. Mahulog dito para kay Daniel Gadja. Takes the shot. Easy for Matt Silva. But still an attempt for Cebu.
Yeah, it's a good effort. It was bouncing for a little bit. Just couldn't quite get enough on there. But Cebu have managed to gain possession back again. Got another chance to go forwards and take the game to United City.
Patalinghog again doing well. Tasi looking for the call. Unable to find room on the right side. Sendra. The pressure is intense from Cebu here. Okuda prevents the throw in. Borlongan a little too strong in the challenge on Ricky Sendra. He certainly made a difference, JB Borlongan.
I can see why he was kept on the bench, just to bring that, almost the start of pushing the tempo high. He was their chess piece almost.
And Mick John Pineda is blowing the whistle right on the 4th minute. And there we have it. Another valiant performance from Dynamic Herb Cebu as they claw their way to a draw against the behemoths that are United City FC. What a game, Darren.
What a game, and I mean, what it does for the table as well. That puts a lot on that next game between Kaya and Cebu, which is only in a few days' time. I feel that it's probably a fair reflection of how the halves went. I feel that United City won the first half. They probably won it by more than 1-0, just didn't convert. They had 16 opportunities. But I think in the second half, just through that sheer work rate and belief and that direct style of play, but they were in control over what they were doing, Cebu did win the second half. But I think they only did win it 1-0. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Did United City waste chances? I mean, are they going to regret it? I don't think they're going to regret it. I mean, they're second or third either way. So, but what a game of football. I wish that someone had just said next goal wins. I mean, I could have sat here for another 30 minutes and just really enjoyed the game,
Exactly. An extension would have been nice. But here's the goal that set the tone for United City. Again, the heroics of Kurt Dizon can't be understated, and his departure from the match certainly changed things for United. And that was an early goal that set the platform for what looked like what could have been a comfortable victory for United City, but they had their chances to find a cushion, weren't able to convert, and slowly but surely Cebu, with that resiliency of theirs, kept themselves in the game and started to grow.
Yeah, it was really a game which went from United City's favour, which was just shown in all of the stats, but just as the game went on, more and more stats. But
as we're rolling these highlights, there have been a few extra exchanges here on the pitch, and it seems as if Edward Sacapano, who was given a yellow card earlier in this match, has been given a second card and has been sent off. So a red card after the final whistle to add salt to the wounds of United City. We saw the goal earlier.
I mean, if you follow football, I think you kind of know sometimes that sometimes you draw a game but it feels like you lost, and sometimes you draw a game but it feels like you won. And I feel that's exactly the situation that we're in now. Cebu are celebrating this as a milestone in their club development, and of course, I mean, football really is a game of passion. Perhaps passion is just have tipped over a little bit. Of course, there's always that provincial connection as well, sometimes between the coaching staff and everything. But it was a good atmosphere today. It was a nice game. It wasn't dirty. It was just well contested. And let's not let the afters of the game ruin exactly what this was. I don't know if you can hear Cebu coming through the audio now, but they are very, very happy with themselves at the moment.
They've sent a message, Darren. They're the new guys on the block, but they've changed the dynamic of what to expect from new clubs. They have shot their way up to the top of the standings. They've just drawn a Champions League side.
And I think it's a result of getting things right off the pitch. I mean, I don't think it's said enough how much, you know, is done off the pitch to be successful on the pitch. And Cebu look as if they've got momentum in both at the moment.
We've got some of the men of the matches, or men's, the man of the match for both teams. There you go. That's one way to put it. And right now we have Jamer de la Cruz, who will take us through some interviews right now. Let's check in with them.
Thank you. My thoughts. It was actually at first kinakabahan po ako kasi UCFC came from Asian Cup and my God, surprise lahat, parang excited lang po ako kung nandito ngayon.
Coming off as a sub, pumasok ka, tapos ikaw yung nakascore ng goal ng pakiramdam na parang yung first touch mo sa bola.
Yeah po. Actually, hindi ko iniisip, hindi ko inaano na makaka-score ako ng ganun kasi yun na, galing lang sub, ginagawa ko lang yung trabaho ko at give all what I have.
Your next game will be against KFC Iloilo, looking to extend yung league nyo sa top of the standings. Ano yung pakiramdam ng team ngayon heading into that game?
Siguro nakita nyo naman kung gaano ka-excite yung team ngayon and inaano namin yung kalaban namin tawag nito sineseryoso talaga namin and then yun lang.
And lastly, yung message mo sa fans?
Ano na lang, salamat sa tanan nga nagsuporta sa taga Cebu and I hope susuportahan nyo kami hanggang sa uli. Thank you. Tara Cebu!
Ricky, draw, your thoughts on the game and of course your goal.
Sorry?
Your thoughts on the game and your goal, of course.
I feel disappointment. We create a lot of chances. We couldn't score, and when you don't score, they will score. And I think the game was like that. I'm not happy. We should win. Yeah, that's it.
Ricky, you were in the thick of the action most of the time. What were your thoughts about the physicality that Cebu brought into this game, knowing that you also came in from a little bit of an experience in Thailand in the Champions League?
Yeah, of course, this team is very fit. They've been training, I don't know, for so long, and we could see that they fight, and it's not an excuse. We play a lot of game in short time in Thailand, and we could see the fatigue in some of the players, but it's not an excuse. We should win and we should score.
And now, what are the plans for the team heading into your final fixtures in the Copa to make it to the knockout?
We have one more game. We still need to keep working, and and try to win all the games to look forward for the semi-final.
Lastly, your message to your fans?
Thank you for the support all the time, and I hope your support in the next game.
There you have it, goal scorer for United City FC, Ricky Sendra, a former Cebu player actually as well. And you can hear in the background the celebrations going on from the Cebu fans, watching one of their very own in Steven Patalinghug finding the back of the net. What a story for them. And let's take a look at the full-time statistics. 60-40 possession in favor of UCFC and the shot discrepancy, but the shots on target perhaps is something to look at here, Darren.
Well, it's one of those things you probably never would have predicted that at the end of this game, Cebu would have had more shots on target than United City.
Wow.
But it really was the statistics that swung at half-time. If you were to compare the statistics in the first half to the second half, I mean, Cebu really took the game to United City, and it just seemed that they didn't have an answer for what Cebu threw at them. Cebu had confidence in their squad depth, made loads and loads of changes, and I mean, at the end of the day, I think 1-1 was a fair reflection of the game. And it keeps the table and the league quite alive, which is exciting as well for the passive fans out there as well. I'm sure that, you know, Kaya would have watched this game and will be excited for their matchup coming this Thursday as well. Fantastic game of football, Jing.
All to play for on Thursday, as well as our upcoming match in just a little bit. This one perhaps for the final spot in the Final Four, with Maharlika Manila taking on Stallion Laguna FC. A cracker of a game just around the corner. We hope you guys can tune in for that. Dynamic Herb Cebu, they've been the surprise package this season so far, and they continue to push their Cinderella story forward as they get a fantastic result here against United City, and they can claim top spot if they are able to get a result on Thursday. Great drama, great entertainment, and we will see you guys in the upcoming match. We hope that this is just the precursor to what will be another exciting game in the Copa Paulino Alcantara. We hope you enjoyed the action. For my partner Darren Hartman, my name is Jing Hamlang. See you for the next match.
There's an opportunity here, and we've got our first goal of the match. Leaves it to Ramsey to make it 3-0.
The best. It's exactly what the league needs. The competition needs.
Quick crowd favorite.
And like, you know, like